What's up, guys? It's another beautiful day. Something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and for a while, honestly. And I think many other people could use to their own advantage. We all do it in a way, what I'm talking about, but realizing it and doing it even more so because you understand that you can do it may be extremely beneficial for you as it has been for me. Okay? What I'm talking about today is having your own definition of words. All right? Having your own understanding. Okay? Now, I don't mean, go against all definitions and not care what people think about your words, or for in particular, don't listen to what anybody else means by their own words. No, what I mean is having your own understandings of the world, of ideas, of concepts, of words, based on your own worldly interpretation, based on your experience, based on what you've been through. All right? Words are just simply the coagulation of ideas, right? Simplified into words. All right? That's why as you learn more words, your IQ is directly impacted. It's one of the only things you can impact so simply that increases your IQ. Because as you understand more words, you're just understanding more ideas put together, right? So, have you ever looked in up online, on Google, or more in particular in a dictionary? A word has several different definitions at times, right? From the different arts, right? Different understandings, different uses of the word. I believe, and that's how those came to fruition as well, we can have our own definitions as well. We can have our own understandings, again, based on our own interpretation of the world. Now, why would this be personally helpful? Well, you see, we go through this life nowadays, forever as well, but nowadays, with so much influence from other people. We live in the information age, by golly. Everybody knows everything. Or at least we have all the information in the world. Right? Information and applied information used to be knowledge, or used to be power. But now, we have all the knowledge, or the information to have the knowledge, but most people use it as a crutch to not ever be anything more than they are. Okay? Now this is the problem. But what I'm talking about here today is, as we gather our own experience in this life, we need our own concepts, our own understandings derived from this information age, of the sensory world, to build our own interpretation of the world. We need to interpret in our own way and use words for our own creation, for our own understanding. Now, I don't mean use a word or completely wrong by the definition in the dictionary. But what I mean is conceptualize in your own way. Bring things to your own understanding from the words. Right? Use the words that help you describe certain parts of your process. Right? So you can build a framework for it. So you can build establish a process for yourself. For instance, have you ever been through something in your life where it just works out better than other situations you've been in? A process you take yourself through, a process you take something through. You're systematic to some degree, and you create a better situation than you have in others. And you're like, man, how did I do that? How did I do so well this time? And if you spend enough time, you figure out how you did so well in it. All right, you figure out what it was that made this time better if you spend enough time. And as you spend enough time and understanding it, you'll come up with your own framework and understanding. And so when you conceptualize this and you put it into a process, it helps you do it easy, more effectively next time. All right, so the whole point of having our own definitions, our own understandings put together, is that we can go about things more efficiently. We can be more systematic. This entire premise is exactly what we're all doing anyway. Right? We are all going through life in our own way, putting it all into our own understanding, and then going about it the next time. Like, our brain is literally wired to do better in certain things or do more of certain things based on the rewards that we have, based on whether or not we got rewarded or whether or not we were punished for it. And reward and punishment those are both subjective. How you feel is what makes a difference, right? So it helps to have a process for rewarding, right? Like for instance, when you're trying to create a new habit, which we know habits create or destroy us. When you're trying to create a habit, it helps to have a process to which you use to reward yourself, to introduce a new reward, a new sensory element that helps you progress and go forth on that path of creating that new habit. On the opposite side of that is it helps to have a process, a understanding for punishing yourself to stop a habit, to stop having a habit that is no longer serving you or that is destroying you. So that way you're not running with guesswork, right? Because let's think about it. If we're trying to be as efficient as possible, it helps to look at what is already as efficient as possible, right? Look at big business, look at corporate business, look at the different standards. It's basically setting a certain standard and having your process for it. There's a word for it I'm looking for, but having that standard is what creates quality. It's what ensures quality. That's what I meant to say. When we ensure quality, we ensure efficiency, we ensure the correct result, the correct standard of results, right? So having our own definitions, our own process, our own understandings of the world, it helps us be more efficient. It helps us live life more in a way of our own choosing. Because here's what happens when you don't do this, when you don't realize this and you don't use this to your advantage. Well, you try and make change and it's very difficult. And in that process of going through the difficulty, having the emotional reactions, you get stressed out. You don't know which way to go. And what you end up doing is turning around and going back to where you started. How many of you have done that before? I know I have. I know I have given up at times while trying to make change, or at the very least at times fallen back and faulted. So my point is, look at that lizard. My point is to create processes, create your own definitions and understandings that help you do what you're wanting to do more streamlined. That way, when you get into the stress of the moment, you're not bogged down by more stress of not knowing for sure, of uncertainty. Right? I mean, because let's think about it. When someone is a massive alcoholic, and they know they are, and they're trying to break it, why do they go to AA a lot of the time if they can get past the hurdle of going? Because it's a process that if they get past their ego, it's known to work. Millions have gone to AA and NA and these different organizations that have processes for helping you break habits. So once you get over the ego's saying, nah, it's all good, right? Once you get over that and you go and you get into that process, you see the work. You do the work, you get the result. Because without that help, you're creating your own process on your own. And that's just as fruitful if you see it through. But again, the stress, the emotional reactions, the balance of life altogether, it's difficult. And we all need help at times. We all need that accountability, that different sense to help one another. And so, back to what I was saying, when we have our own definitions and we have our own processes, we can keep ourselves in check with whatever it is that we're trying to do. As long as we have honesty and we hold ourselves true to whatever it is that our understanding is. So, this is a really niche kind of subject today, and I feel as if I will make a different video on it at some point. But I hope you enjoyed it for what it was today. I hope you got something from it. If it made you think of something, let me know below. And yeah, let's just go get them, guys. Let's have an amazing day. It's Thursday here. Hopefully it's a great day for you whenever you're watching this. Let's just go get them. Go be who you're supposed to be. Live a life of fulfillment. Have big dreams. Chase after them. And just love life, man, because it's beautiful. You got this.